Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Conversations with Yoders Farm. Lowell and I are here today to record a little bit of a podcast about what's been going on here at the farm for the past month or so. Welcome to the podcast, Lowell.
Yes, welcome, Eldon. Yes.
Are you staying cool?
I'm somewhat cool at the moment.
Yeah.
Cooler at the moment. It's very humid today.
We just closed the door so the audio wouldn't be so bad. So hopefully you don't get over warm in here.
Oh, you mean because of the AC?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's August 5th, 2022. We haven't recorded for a little over a month. So what all's been going on at Yoders Farm?
Pretty much in the summer doldrums. Everyone's just doing their stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't really mentally prepared for this podcast.
I hadn't a whole lot
and
either.
I walked in, you didn't give me headphones, and that offended me, and there's nothing to eat up here either.
I'm sorry.
And I didn't even get a cup of tea made or...
Well, if we get a sponsor or two, maybe.
Too late in the day for coffee, so
yeah.
At least caffeinated coffee.
Well, I'm sorry.
Once you're my
I'll try
age.
to do better.
So I'm just kind of out of sorts anyway. But basically we're thinking pretty much like fall is right around the corner, even though it still definitely doesn't feel like fall. The last greenhouse is about to be done with tomatoes. We're working at cleaning out one. Actually, that's what I was doing right before I came in here.
That's a nasty job.
It's a nasty job. I was winding up the vines. What I do is I cut them all down and I make these big windrows.
Yeah.
And then it's a lot of expertise that goes into this.
Right.
But you basically kind of crunch them in together, keep pressure on them, and you make a round bale and you go
roll them up
about 2 post widths.
Okay.
And you have to keep tucking the tails in 16
feet of vine row.
Probably a little bit more than that.
Something like that.
It's a borderline too big bundle, but
yeah.
Anyway, as long as you can get it out through the door and then you throw it on the skid steer and dump it on a trailer and haul it to the landfill, and there's rotten tomatoes all in amongst the vines, so it's a good time.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
I bet Dawson's glad he's gone right now.
Yeah. So we're winding up the greenhouse.
Literally.
Pun intended.
Yeah.
And there's one other greenhouse that we're picking some tomatoes in. But the guy that's growing our strawberries is actually growing our fall crop of tomatoes, and they're supposed to be seeded by now.
Okay.
Hopefully they are.
Very good.
So we will get them here in a few weeks, sooner than you think.
That seems earlier than usual, but
maybe
that was how it was last year too. I can't remember.
Yeah, last year they planted them. No, that was the second greenhouse. They got the second ones. We planted them in November.
Yeah.
I think we're about tracking how we were last year.
Fair enough. The farm store, we're set to close that a week from tomorrow, which is like
6 plus 7, maybe.
5.
Would that seem right? Like if today's the 5th, tomorrow would be
I think it's like the 13th.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
6 plus 7. Because tomorrow's the 6th of August.
Right. Yeah.
Plus 7 days, a
well,
week.
I was having trouble doing it that way, so I had to go to Sunday and then go forward a week.
Oh.
This is great podcasting content.
Yeah. So then we will take a little break from being open to the public until we come back in with a vengeance in the fall.
Hopefully not too much vengeance, but
somewhere, I think it's the 17th. Is that the opening day, or 18th, or
it's either the 14th or the 17th?
No, it's not the 14th.
It's a Saturday in there. I think it's
the 10th is a
18th.
Saturday, so that would stand to reason if you add 7 to 10.
I can do that, man. Yeah, I think it's the 17th.
So that's when the corn maze opens up for the first day. And you just cut the corn maze.
Sure
and
did.
cut all the rest of your clients' corn mazes.
Yeah.
So you're
got the last one done today.
Happy to get that behind you.
Yeah. Now
what did you find out in the maze besides rocks for the mower?
I don't know. I think we were a little concerned about several places where it wasn't maybe as thick as we'd have liked, or we were concerned about that. But I think it's going to be okay as long as we get a little more rain. And
the short stuff Dad said
growing.
you're complaining about, I assume that's on the far side by the trees in the lane.
No, although that was a problem. What was
the trees sapped that?
Problem was just in from the alternative exit all the way, and then I think up to the right a little bit
towards the road.
Yeah.
Was there a lot of grass there?
I don't think so. It's just shorter.
Was there grass? Like, is there dead grass?
I don't.
Because there's some grass that died really slowly in there, and I watched a spot in there for quite a while. That it was slow, and
it's a little below the knee.
That's really weird because the rest of it's
belly button high.
No, it's even higher than that.
Well, a lot of it's belly button high, but some of it's almost shoulder high.
It depends where your belly button is.
True. Yeah, I hit my belly button up by my shoulders.
I mean, we've put the platform up today, and it's to the top of a round bale, so it's like 5 foot right there on top of the hill.
I'm just amazed at how much difference there is from just throughout our maze as far as height.
Yeah.
Like the maze I cut today was just like
even
level across the whole
thing.
That
would lead you to wonder about a couple things. Maybe compaction is an issue.
Maybe.
We've talked about it some. Fertility, I mean, we top dressed it. It should be. I mean, we keep putting a lot of good stuff on it. But maybe our fertility is a little streaky.
But everything's very green, I think.
We've been very fortunate with the rain. I mean, we had rain. We had a rain, planted it. We planted it in moisture, and it's had pretty much moisture ever since.
Yeah. Now, if we get this stuff a little north of us, come a little south today.
Well, we weren't quite sure if we wanted rain or not today. I mean, it's nice to be in a position where you're kind of okay either way.
Fair enough.
But we had 2 inches Sunday night.
Yeah.
And this is Friday, so we're in great shape. Pumpkins are looking pretty decent. Yeah, I mean,
you planted some more this year?
I don't know. I think we're probably about similar to what we've been other years.
Yeah. Just curious.
Or last year anyway.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's sometimes like certain ones look better than, it's like every year something does better and something does worse, and so sometimes the specialty ones look pretty decent. I had a little bit of problems in the emergence of remember, was it the last podcast we had that listener question about getting pumpkins to come up in plastic? Well, I sure had some trouble. I don't know. I never tried making bigger holes because it's just a pain to do, because it slows you down from planting so much.
You just use your jabber.
I tried to plant several times, like right before rains, and I thought, well, maybe if I get them popped up before it. The idea is that it's almost too hot and it rots the seed.
Right.
So I thought, well, maybe if it's a cool and cloudy period and it pops the seed up. And I think that helped. But I still had, and it, now think about it. This is interesting. It almost seems like there's one variety that I always had trouble with.
Huh.
I wonder if that's more sensitive to rot.
Could be.
Magic Lantern, I think, is the one. I like the pumpkin.
Yeah.
I've had excellent yields in plastic other years, like just had them laying in there. It's a nice moderate sized pumpkin. I plant it really tight together. I put 2 holes in between, so that it's like 30 inches between. Like, I can space it really tight. Some of the others I do like 3 holes, which is 45 inches.
Okay.
4
3
holes,
of
which
the,
is 60. The old
strawberry holes. Yeah.
That's what I use to mark use for my spacing.
Makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can put a lot of them in a row. and get, theoretically get good yields, but when they don't come up, it's hard to get good yield from a
That's
pumpkin
true.
that doesn't come up.
Yeah. Well,
But
maybe just
overall, they
keep
look
magic
pretty
lanterns in mind next year. And
Yeah, because my others that I plan on plastic, even just regular jack-o'-lantern types, came up pretty decent.
Okay.
I had a few issues with a few of them, but
Very good.
anyway, fall is coming. We're trying to get ready. It'll be a good year, a good season,
Lord
good fall
willing.
season.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hopefully.
it's always nice when you get some rain and it's not drought. It isn't as big a concern. You kind of get through, get over the hump. And I wonder if this person really wants to get a hold of me.
I don't know. Is there? We don't have a lot more to. That
No,
we
I
can
think
even
we're
talk
about done.
So.
Strawberries is what's on my mind now.
Right, you got to get
people are
rows
starting
made.
to. Propagators are starting to stick the tips from Canada, so they're making their way out of Canada. I'd like to make rows here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
And then early to mid-September, hopefully hammer down on planting. Is that right?
Yeah, that's the idea.
All right.
Different varieties
Yeah.
at different times.
Well, maybe we'll talk about that some next time. Lowell's trying to decide what to do with this phone call, so.
No, I just told him I was on a very important podcast.
Well, I'm not sure that was
Which
true.
they won't believe. No, I didn't say very important.
Yeah, I don't have a lot more, I think, to talk about.
No.
We did blueberries. We sort of wrapped up strawberries in a previous podcast, so.
Yep.
Kind of wrapping up for the summer.
This is a little bit of a weird time of the year because we're sort of off-season production, I guess. Because of, strawberries are early spring crop, greenhouses, obviously. And so we whereas other farms, you'd probably have produce on through the summer. We sort of had this little bit of a lag. I mean, not lag, but whatever.
A space in between.
Yeah. By design. I mean, there's still plenty to do, and we've learned that if you make fall prep. I wonder if I flap my hand around a lot more, if I can make my point better. Do you think they can tell that I'm flapping my hand?
I'm not sure. I think we should do a recorded version of the podcast.
Talk while I'm flapping my hand. Anyway, what was I flapping about?
I don't know now. Just
we have this space in
between.
Here.
Yeah.
So we've learned if you make a lot of fall preparations now, helps. The fall it's busy with planting strawberries and trying to be open with the corn maze and pumpkins and everything. So all the preparations you can do now helps.
Yeah.
And if you can start planting on the front end of the curve, getting that stuff done.
Get the tent up
rather than
the platform up today.
Rather than waiting until you're late, and that'll help. So,
yep,
that's where we're at.
All right, sounds good. Do you have anything you want to shout out here at the end of the episode?
Shout out?
I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
Don't want to give out your phone number or anything?
No, try to keep that unpublished as much as possible. Unless you want to text me. I may or may not reply back to you.
Nah, sounds good.
You can follow me on my non-existent Instagram page.
Yeah, I don't know if you even have one, do you?
My wife said I set one up one time.
Okay.
But I wouldn't know how to get back into it if I tried. So
scary.
They could follow the farm, I guess.
Yeah. Anything you want to know about Yoders Farm, you can find it at yodersfarm.com pretty much. So links to our social media and all that other stuff can be found there. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you again at some other point. See ya.
Bon voyage!